Welcome to episode 5, Writing Better Prompts. A prompt should give AI enough direction to prepare a useful draft without forcing it to guess the essentials. We will examine purpose, audience, role, format, and conditions, then use those details to improve vague requests. The goal is not to make every prompt long. It is to make the standards that affect the result visible. We are now entering the prompt writing section of the course. The previous episode established the ChatGPT work cycle and the difference between chat and project. This episode focuses on the information inside a useful request. Episode 6 will develop those ideas into the CRED framework, and episode 7 will show how standards and feedback improve repeated work. A prompt connects human purpose to an AI draft. The person begins by defining what is needed. The prompt states the working standard and supplies direction. AI produces material for review, and the person verifies and improves it. This is not a process in which responsibility moves to the machine. A prompt begins a working conversation, it does not replace human judgment. Vague wording forces AI to guess. Write a product description leaves the channel, product facts, audience, length, tone, and restrictions undefined. The practical version identifies a 30 ml roll-on product, limits the description to 150 words, names the audience, and prohibits unsupported medical claims. Specificity is valuable when it makes an important standard visible. 5 details commonly make a request usable. Purpose explains why the work is needed. Audience identifies who will read or use it. Role defines the perspective that should guide the work. Format describes the shape of the output. Conditions state facts, limits, or rules that must be followed. Include the details that influence the result, omit information that does not matter. Prompt quality is a checklist, not a fixed sequence. Confirm that the purpose is clear and the audience is named. Supply the source material and define the desired format. State limits or prohibited wording and plan how the result will be reviewed. These items can appear in any natural order. One detail does not have to cause or lead to the next. Good prompting reduces unnecessary guessing. Help me with marketing leaves nearly every decision open. Create 5 Facebook post ideas for first-time buyers of this product defines a useful starting point. Supplying product facts, tone, length, and prohibited wording makes the standards clearer. The goal is fewer hidden assumptions, not a longer sentence. The same structure works across different tasks. A customer email, a social post, and a lecture slide need different content, but each benefits from a defined purpose, audience, tone, format, and conditions. The labels remain useful while the details change. This is why prompt structure can be reused without turning every request into identical language. The first answer is a draft that can be shaped through follow-up instructions. You might ask for simpler language, change the paragraph into a 3-column table, rewrite it as a customer text message, or impose a word limit while preserving the facts. These follow-ups do not signal failure. They convert general material into a deliverable suited to a specific use. Revision works best when the change is named. Length can become shorter or more detailed. Tone can become warm, formal, or direct. The audience may shift from a beginner to a customer or manager. The format can change into a table, email, checklist, or slide. Content may be added, removed, or preserved. Change 1 or 2 dimensions at a time when precise control matters. Work standards depend on the task. A product description needs a target customer, appropriate tone, length, and restrictions on claims. Lecture material needs a learner level, duration, examples, and suitable visual density. A customer reply needs the issue, policy, empathy, and next action. Business analysis needs a data source, period, assumptions, and a decision to support. Repeated standards can become a reusable checklist or template. A mistake is a signal to inspect the work, not a final judgment. Notice what is wrong or missing, diagnose which instruction was unclear, revise the prompt by adding the needed fact or condition, and then verify the new result. When the stakes involve customers, cost, law, health, or policy, require additional review rather than relying on repeated generation alone. Now rewrite one real request. Describe the task you need completed and who will use the result. Add any essential standards, such as purpose, audience, format, facts, limits, or conditions. Then write the improved prompt in full. Use an actual task so the exercise produces something you can test in your next AI session. A polished sentence can still be wrong. Check the facts for accuracy and completeness. Decide whether the result fits the real situation. Consider risks such as unsupported financial or customer claims. Finally, decide whether you have enough information and authority to use it. Fluent wording is evidence of presentation quality, not proof of accuracy or suitability. Before sending a prompt, use this final review. Confirm the purpose and audience, choose a useful role or perspective, supply necessary facts or files, make the requested format visible, state limits and wording to avoid, and plan how the result will be verified. A prompt starts the work, human review completes it. Before your next AI session, rewrite one vague request. Choose a real task, add useful standards, generate a first draft, and then review and verify it. In episode 6, we will build on these principles with the CRED framework and learn how to structure more complex requests. The QR code opens the Amazon page for the optional English companion guide.